And
Peace.
be alive, brother. Just happy to be alive.
Yes, yes, yes. Peace to you all. We're gonna go in a little bit tonight on this spring equinox. All right. Um, this video will be placed on YouTube. All right, so I'll be having this on YouTube. So this will be available for replay on YouTube. And I do have the booklet available for purchase. All right. The PDF, the booklet is going to be 44 if you want to get it. And of course, if you can't afford the 44, of course, I'll just take in a donation. But I will be going over the PDF tonight. Of course, it's going to have a ritual in it and all that good stuff, and also a breakdown of how these things could be influencing you around this time. All right. So if you are interested in the PDF that I have to go with it, make sure you can send it to my Cash App. I will place that in the chat if you don't already have it. And when you do send the payment to the Cash App, make sure you put your email address in there so I know exactly where to send the booklet. All right. And remember, if you don't have the $44, you can definitely just send me a smile or whatever you have to donate. All right. So I want to give some people a few more minutes to join, but I know it's a beautiful Thursday night, and this video will be recorded and placed on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and get it going. All right. Let me get to sharing my screen here. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all feeling all right for this spring equinox? Are y'all ready to spring forth into this divine energy?
Ready.
Woo!
Let's go.
All the way.
Yes,
Thousand
yes,
percent.
yes.
It already feel like doors and windows have been opening.
Nah, it's beautiful. You know, let me see here. Wait, let me get this PDF saved to my phone. All right, peace to you, Aura. All right, peace to the beautiful souls that are joining now. We're about to get started here in a few minutes. I'll probably get started in the next 4 minutes or so. But right now, I'll kind of talk about this equinox energy before I go into the PDF like I normally do. When you deal with the equinox, all right, I got this, Satori. When you deal with the equinox, this energy is always about an equilibrium. The equinox energy is always about a equal time of equal night and equal day, right? This is when the sun is in a direct alignment with the equator, all right? So that deals with the ecliptical belt of what we know to be the Earth's equator, which can also deal with the horizon and the axis. So this axis is shifting as the sun is coming more closer into the Earth's atmosphere and the moon is moving further away. So this is a dance that happens between the light and the darkness, right? This also opens up a lot of duality between divine masculine and divine feminine energies. All right. So as we move into longer days and shorter nights, this time that we're moving into is going to be more of an igniting of we know as the vagus nerve. Certain chakras that within your energy centers could come alive right now, and this can have an influence on propelling you into the seasons of the spring, the summer, the fall, and then coming into the winter. As we know, this is the end of an astrological year, the beginning of a new astrological year, which a lot of people call this the new year. Now, of course, the calendar new year deals with the end of December, and we come into January 1st, which we know that's the dead of winter. But even that cycle, if you were a part of the workshop that I did around that time, that cycle is also the ending of something. So all of these cycles are very significant when it comes to the timing of something. Anytime that they deal with any holiday or that we deal with any holiday in the United States of America, it is literally dealing with the construct of moving or the sun's movement across the ecliptic. This is why these are called equinoxes and solstices, when something is at its highest peak during the solstice, and when something is moving between an equal day and night aspect of shifting from the spring into the fall when we deal with the equinoxes. All right. So how we equate this to our masculine and feminine principle, the way I see this, if you look at the way we've been moving throughout humanity, some of the things that we've been experiencing on a collective level have been so divine. There have been a lot of challenges though, and I've been looking at this as a measurement of 7 year cycles, even a 9 year cycle when it comes to the year of the nine. Now, for the United States, I know a lot of people say we're in the year of the nine. We are. This year of the nine is going to reach its peak right at the 4th of July, of course, because that is America's birthday. So they're going to officially start that year of the nine, and then it'll kind of end when you deal with the 2026 year coming into that year again. So you'll still be feeling the remnants of a lot of the things that we could experience last year. This is why it's the ending of a lot of cycles coming up in now. You're going to watch the culmination of a lot of cycles ending between now and July. All right. So this window of moving from spring into summer, all right, is going to be very dynamic for our individual growth and how what we here to do as far as our soul, life, mission, and purpose. All right. And when you deal with the soul, life, mission, and purpose, it is very dynamic when you're talking about an individual journey because the sun only shines on you, right? You have a last day in everybody's life. Everybody got a last day in yours. This is a lot of things that are coming to our reality about our individual journey. That's why a lot of self-love has been coming into play. But now what you gonna do with the self-love? See, this is where we are. What are you gonna do with the self-love? What are you gonna do with the aspect of the oneness or the wholeness of this sense of yourself that you have now? This is why we're in an integration. I say the whole world has been in a baptism. I mean, just think about it, right? The masculine principle has been going through a baptism. Within this baptism, we've been dealing with the feminine principle. That feminine principle people been talking about the Kali Ma, people been talking about all different things, you get what I'm saying? But that feminine principle has rebirthed the masculinity. Now, I'm not talking about some physical sense of masculinity the way you mean, oh, these men ain't on they. So that's been what's been happening on the surface. What we've been watching play out is the true evidence of as above, so below, as within, so without. All the arguments with relationships, all the people you don't like, all the internal conflicts that's been happening, all the place to where you can look and see where people has been breaking up, friendships, relationships, jobs, whatever, religion, whatever the case may be. These are ideologies and thought forms that had to die. Because within those ideologies and thought forms could be you stuck in you not knowing who you are. So within that not knowing who you are, there's a beautiful place to find yourself. And the cosmos is now opening the doors up for us to be able to do so. And this is what we've been experiencing over these past few days, these past few months, these past few years, these past few weeks. All right. So I really want us to really look back and take a glimpse into our life. All right. And really understand how we can look back and say it is a trip when we think about it. All right. Um, when you honor the fact that this is your life and you are here to live it. When this is this aspect of how we've had to sacrifice a lot of shit to get here. All right. Now, what have you had to let go? All right. Whatever you had to release over these past 7 years, 9 years. All right. What is it that you've had to, I would say, walk away from? See, all these are questions that this time period is going to have us kind of answer and also honor for ourselves. All right. So tonight, I just really want us to take that into account. We're truly understanding the power of our own individuality and the power of our own presence in this life. And that's the only thing that you have to give to anybody. And a lot of the escapism that we've been experiencing, not being able to be grounded in this reality, right? Running from shit. You get what I'm saying? Like this whole thing about people not wanting to be human anymore, you know? So for me, I've been really, really challenging people's thought forms on how they want to fall in love with this life. All right. Cause it's time to fall in love with this life, beautiful souls. And I know that can be very challenging. A lot of us want to escape. A lot of us want to leave. A lot of us don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us say this earth shit is ghetto. But all I'm telling you is, without the things that you've experienced, without the things that you've been through, you would not be who you are today. So when you're talking about a releasing and a shedding of memory with this 9 year and a correlation to the snake wood, the wood snake year, what is it that's troubling you? What is it that is not allowing you to just fall in love with this human existence? What is it that has stopped you from truly embracing your fragility as a human being? What is it that has caused you some type of bitterness in your life? What poison are you sipping? What poison are you holding on to that you hoping somebody else die from? You get what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we really got to ask ourselves, because the only enemy is the inner me. The only enemy is the inner me. And the only thing that you basically are going against us is our own mental constructs, our own mental psychological drama, like I like to say, right? So I don't know what's going on in your mental, right? I don't know what is stopping you from embracing the fact that you are alive, embracing the fact that you are here and you are now. Because I know without that presence, and without, when death does come for you, and people say time don't exist, I know people want one thing when they realize they're about to die. People want more time. So all I'm saying is the time is now, and I'm not somebody who's not subjected to these type of experiences, because we all done been through some shit. And what they say, we all either going into a storm, coming out of a storm, or goddamn it, we in the thick of one. You know what I'm saying? So when you rise above the storm, all these things become a choice. Y'all been hearing me talk about the upper room. Y'all been hearing me talk about a quantum leap. Y'all been hearing me say a lot of things. I've been dropping a lot of seeds. I've been planting a lot of seeds, but now it's time for you to water it. It's time for you to really allow your seed of consciousness to blossom. That way you can thrive in this life and know that you deserve whatever your heart desires. This the rebirthing of the masculine principle through the feminine principle, so the spirit can be at home in the body. The equinox is the merging of matter and spirit. It is when you no longer identify with any type of your physical nature. This is a time to sit in stillness. It's a time to embrace the vibration of you that doesn't identify with no parts of this humanistic reality. That is going to keep you grounded in this body. All right. So the work that we've been doing, the shadow work, the energetic work, the breath work, the individual work, the people done been through shit financially. I'm talking about, it's so much. I mean, it's so many things I know we've been through on the individual level that we all can relate to collectively. All right. So once again, this equinox would be a beautiful time for us to take a leap into our own futures, what it is that you have in your heart, that you're desiring to express, that you're desiring to experience. You don't get one life, you get one body. So take care of this body, beautiful souls. All right. So of course I'm going to go into the PDF, and for those of you who just joined, the PDF is available for purchase if you want to purchase it. I have it available for 44. But if you can't afford the $44, you can definitely just send me a donation, and I'll make sure I get it to you. Make sure you send me your email address with the Cash App, or whatever you have. If you don't have Cash App or whatever, make sure you inbox me, and I will make sure that you get this PDF. The replay, once again, will be available on YouTube. So if you want to catch the replay, you can go to my YouTube channel. All right. So if you do want the PDF, make sure that you inbox me, or you put uh, your email address inside of your Cash App tag when you send the Cash App. All right. So let me go into this PDF. Now I won't have y'all here long, because I know it is a beautiful Thursday, Jupiter day. Now, as you can see, this spring equinox will be about taking a quantum leap. It's kind of what I want to focus on heavily tonight. I just did a beautiful reading with one of my regular clients, and I had to let her know, because she was in the 6 year. So imagine where you are within your cycle in your life. All right. If you are not familiar with your personal year in numerology, all right, you can look at that. Now I got some stuff on your life path numbers here, but if you want to look at where you are in your personal year. All right. I want you to look at how you can take a 3 year leap in your life. Okay. I'm gonna touch on that a little bit before I go completely into the PDF. Like for me, I'm in a personal year of a 3. Okay. How you get to your personal year is you add up your birthday, your birth month, all right, or the birth month, the birthday, and the year that we in now. So my birthday and my birth month is June 6th. So I will add up 6 plus 6 plus 2025. You simplify that number, you get your personal year. All right. That personal year, I want you to take a look at where you are with that. That can give you a glimpse into where you can start and where how you can take a quantum leap into your future. That is just one way. Now, I'm going to give other ways with inside of the PDF, of course, but that is something I want to verbally express to you all because I just had that experience with one of my beloved clients just tonight on the power of being able to take a quantum leap from her year, a personal year of a 6 into a personal year of a 9. Meaning that if you're focused enough and you diligent enough and you stay disciplined enough, you can within this time frame that we in right now, the way the time is moving so fast and the way this shit is shifting, you can literally achieve something within 1 year's time that it might take somebody else 3 to 5 years to do. That it might have took you 3 to 5 years to do. If you allow yourself to embrace this energy and do what you have to do and get out your feelings and know what you got to do for you, because the only way the emotions are going to emote, they have to move. So do it afraid, do it not knowing, do it kicking and screaming, do it because your heart is saying, this is what I got to do. Whatever that part in you is saying, I got to do this, you don't got to know your numbers, you don't got to do nothing else. If there's something innately in you that is pulling you and driving you, and you feel like you don't have a resource, you feel like you ain't got this, I want you to really just say, I'm gonna take a leap. What else do I have to lose? And when you deal with the dynamic of how your circumstances could feel like they're prohibiting you, this is an opportunity with the Pisces to say, I can create something from nothing. I don't have to allow my circumstance to stop me. All I have to do with the Virgo South Node is add something that feeds that energy to my everyday routine. It don't matter if it's writing it down. It don't matter if it's just you visualizing it. It don't matter if you actually going to that place. It don't matter if you're studying the thing. Get familiar with the energy and the vibration of what it is you want to experience. That way your physical body, your astral body, all of your bodies, your memory bodies will start to acclimate to that experience. So I'm giving you a way to quantum leap. All right. Now, if y'all digging that, I want you to just put a 3 in the chat for me. All right. Now, the spring equinox is going to mark the point of the sun moves into Aries in the first sign of the zodiac, initiating the astrological year. So during the equinox day and the night, the equal link, symbolizing the balance and the renewal of growth. This is the dance between the masculine and the feminine power. It is a powerful time to align with both our inner and outer transformations. So, in the astrological context, the spring equinox 2025 with the sun in Aries, this is a surge of pioneering energy, signaling courage and leadership and self discovery. The North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo does a collective call to embrace spiritual surrender and also intuition and healing while releasing excessive criticism and overanalyzing, overanalysis. All right. Venus retrograde in Aries is introspection into love and relationships and self-worth. This is a period of redefining personal values and priorities. Now, these two can be huge because Venus and also this energy of the North Node is going to be very dynamic about the self, especially when you marry all this energy with Aries that we're moving into. This is all about the self. This is all about you. And that's why it's a beautiful time to redefine your value system. This might be free from what your family thought, what marriage was, what financial security was, what financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you value, anything that is of this mundane, anything that it says you want to experience, and maybe your parent, oh, you can't have that. Oh, God gonna take care of that. Oh, you don't gotta do. Nah, you put in the work. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of us that's been through a lot of experiences with our family and people that came before us, even environments that we were raised in when it comes to this idea of money. Oh, I don't gotta have a lot. All I need, I'll be all right. You know. Because too much money, boy, stuff started happening. Too much money, boy. The devil can get you. What? All the sayings and stuff that we've been brought up on. This is poverty mindset. Okay, all that has to be broken right now. Cause just look at this younger generation. All you got to do is look at how people are flashing money, and the way people are dealing with wealth and finances right now, and it lets you know that people ain't out here really caring about none of this stuff that came before them, and these younger generations saying they here for the bag. You understand? So don't be afraid. Drop that fear of money is the root of all evil. Drop that fear of more money, more problems, all that kind of stuff. And just know that you deserve everything your heart desires. What you seek should be seeking you. That equates to the balance and the harmony. And that Mercury retrograde in Aries is going to be that impulsive reaction to misunderstandings could arise and making patience essential. All right. So be very patient with this Mercury and retrograde energy with this Aries. Don't be getting into no unnecessary arguments. If anybody was in my last workshop, I talked a lot about a lot of things coming out, a lot of old things starting to come. People thought they got away with stuff. A lot of old hidden enemies going to be revealed. If y'all been seeing what's going on, a lot of people been going to jail for stuff that they thought they got away with. I talked about wrecks. I talked about with white cars. If you've been, how many? I don't know how many of y'all been seeing wrecks with white cars. If you've been seeing wrecks with white cars, put a one in the chat. All right. If you've been seeing a lot of these word instances happenings with these misunderstandings and just this shit could have been resolved, but it was just that quick. Something got heated. If you've been experiencing that, just put a one in the chat for me. Because even with this Midhaven and Pisces, this is going to be this heightened spiritual awareness and the search for our higher purpose and the influence of our career and also with our social roles. I mean, we talked about in the last workshop about how a lot of people careers are changing now. A lot of people literally moving or changing careers. This is even could be dealing with taking care of other people' needs and not taking care of yourself. A lot of y'all made a career out of people pleasing. Some people have made a career out of taking care of family members and stuff with no money involved. You do it because of my sister, it's my mama, it's my this, it's my dad, and it's like you're afraid to get paid for it because now think about how many people have died in transition over these last 7 to 9 years and how much money issues came about with that. You know, the insurance thing, the inheritances, with all these eclipses. And so I'm just letting y'all know about this wealth transfer. It's been happening in a lot of different ways right before our eyes. And it has a lot to do with the midhaven because that is ruling the 10th house. So your midhaven is directly connected to your social development. Well, I have some stuff in the breakdown on the midhaven, of course, on how this spring equinox is going to influence that. So we're dealing with balance and harmony. This equinox invites individuals to reflect on the balance between light and shadow within themselves. Embracing both aspects key to self-acceptance. Meditation or inner equilibrium can lead to greater emotional clarity, renewal, and rebirth. Aries is symbolic of rebirth, initiation, fresh starts, and creative pursuits. Spiritually, this is a time for setting intention and releasing past burdens. That's why I always give y'all a burning ritual or a water ritual with my PDFs and with my workshops because they're very helpful as far as tools goes, and of course, you have one connected to this one as well. Now, observing nature renewals, engages, or encourages spiritual alignment with the earth's rhythm. Planting seeds, both physically and metaphorically, can represent new beginnings. Now, some of the mundane and real life experiences are going to play out on these new beginnings coming to fruition. A lot of y'all already been planting seeds, and now it's time for them to blossom. Springtime. So a lot of y'all got to be careful what the fuck you done asked for. I'm a witness that as well. It's like I asked for this, then it's her, and it's like, oh shit, it's really her. Oh shit, what I'm gonna do? You manifested a new person in your life, right? And now they show up, you like, oh shit, wait a minute, I'm not ready. Well, you sure was talking like you was ready 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 2 days ago, right? So be mindful of what you asked for, cause I'm telling you, during this time, it might leap right into your goddamn lap. And it might not look the way you want it to look or feel the way you want it to feel. And you like, damn, is this it? You start questioning and doubting all over again. So I really want you to take a glimpse in your life right now and say, what has showed up that might be questioning? whatever I called in that I might be doubting, is this even real? Or I'm gonna say, nah, this ain't what I want, and throw it back. I'm telling you, we talk about a lot of shit we want, and then when it comes, it this ain't. Wait a minute, this ain't who I said I wanted it to be. This ain't how I. Okay, all right, all right, it just wasn't good enough for you. Okay, well, 7 years later, then, 9 years later, then. So if you willing to wait, because a lot of people are saying they choosing purpose over a lot of stuff right now. I get it, but a lot of this is also going to equate to don't lose the most powerful thing that you here to experience. And that's this life. And that's other people. You ain't going nowhere without people. Shit ain't gonna be no fun. You get where you going, you ain't got nobody to share it with. All right. So trust me, it's a beautiful thing to go somewhere alone. But then if you're still struggling with being lonely, because a lot of people don't have to do relationships. Some people do get caught up in a dynamic of trying to do relationships too much to where it deters you from your path. And some people, relationships actually empower them along the path. So you just got to be mindful of what your placements are, what is in your midhaven, what is in your chart. How do relationships add or take away from your life, right? What have you learned about this dynamic with balance and harmony? All right, because the Aries is going to be very symbolic because remember, it's the opposite of Libra. That's why I'm bringing in these relationships, all right? So when you're dealing with the rebirth and the spiritual time for setting intentions and releasing past burdens, alignment with the natural cycles now. All right. The circadian rhythms, dealing with the rhythms of the moon as well. Because women might be operating more on a night scale now. All right. Men might be going to sleep a little earlier. Men could be experiencing prostate issues, not getting an erection when you rise with the sun and all that good stuff. So a lot of these experiences, your body is going to be talking to you right now. So I don't know what you're experiencing. That's why you cannot heal what you don't reveal. And a lot of y'all who struggle with asking for help, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful time to say, wait a minute, I ain't got this figured out. I do not know. The power of saying I don't know right now is gonna open up the door to how many possibilities you have to really learn and know some shit. That's Pluto and Aquarius. Your do not know will lead you to knowing. I promise you that. The clarity of dropping your goddamn lap so goddamn quick. The moment you say I don't know and you start asking questions, and I said this because if you think about where we are in humanity, people don't like it, but I'm telling you, we're finally questioning. I know it might be some of the shit is all over the place, but to me, the only dumb question is no question. So if you got ain't question, ask. That's the only way you're gonna get clarity. Because in the question, you're admitting you don't know some shit. So I love that people are questioning because a lot of people are admitting on a subconscious level, probably unknowingly and some knowingly, that I don't know some shit. That's gonna lead to a knowing every time. It's inevitable. All right. So we're bringing in this aspect of the observation of renewal encourages spiritual alignment with the earth's rhythms. Planting seeds, both physically and metaphorically, can represent new beginnings. I mean, had to say spiritually and metaphorically because you can plant some seeds in the ground right now, right? Somebody just told me today, the beloved, that she's about to plant some watermelons, and it's what we planting right now. That's gonna pop by July. You feel what I'm saying? So we're planting on top of the soil. What are you planting? Cause it can grow real rapid.
I don't know if it's just me, Sensei, but I think you went silent.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
We
Can
can hear
y'all
you
hear me
well.
now?
We can hear you well on our end.
Okay, all right, bet. Okay, bet. I had to make sure. Okay, bet. Hold on, let me go. Am I still sharing my screen? Can y'all still see my
Yes,
screen?
it's still there.
I bet. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for telling me because I
Can hear you
shit.
now.
Okay, bet. Thank you. Yeah, that might have been your device because everybody else saying they heard me pretty well. But it's all good. So if I do go out and you can't see the screen, let me know. All right. So within this place of renewal and rebirth, this is gonna be very significant behind how we kind of move into the new dynamics of the self and with community as well. Okay. So this is going to be in a time for us to really observe how quick things happen in your life. How you say something today and then it starts to show up in certain events. Now, the way community works in the 7 degrees of separation, we've experienced this so many times because imagine when you um meet somebody Now imagine, I want you to look back on your life. Let's do this way. Look back on your life in the past 9 years, right? And say, how many people have I met that introduced me to somebody else and we still cool? It might have been somebody you was cool with and introduced you to a new circle, a new thing, a new app, something social, right? And then it caused you to introduce you to a new clique of people. And now the person that introduced you to the people, y'all don't even fuck around like that no more. You hear what I'm saying? Like, this is where we at. This is how it's naturally happening. People are saying a lot. I want it to happen organically. I don't think people understand. You want it to happen your way. When people say they want something to happen organically, you don't understand how organic something is. We're meeting people. I can't tell you how many people I done met over the internet that I haven't met physically, that I've met spiritually. So this is a powerful time to where the flesh is going to catch up with the spirit. All right. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to see a lot of people that you've met that you hadn't seen before. A lot of those relationships are going to be cultivated right now. A lot of people that you've been connecting with through distances, long distances, right? Through time, through work, right? We've been doing a lot of work over the internet, right? A lot of connecting over the internet. A lot of these connections are about to become real life, full circle, all right? So I really want you to look at your life and say, damn, you know what? It is a lot of people that I used to, but they introduced me to them and we still cool. See, this is the lasting bonds that are being built here. Okay. So this equates to how you have to make room for something new, right? A lot of the old relationships had to die. And even when a lot of the bringing in the renewal or the expanding of the cores of your love. Because a lot of people you had to let go, or maybe y'all grew apart, and now some of those people that the relationship was cool. It didn't break up in some type of tumultuous, toxic ass way. You
What
get what I'm saying? Even
hey
those
dad, what
people,
piece of chicken do you want?
even those people could
What
be
piece of
coming
chicken
back
do
into
you
your
want?
life right now. All right. So I really would just want you all to be mindful
Mm.
of how they could be
She
coming
said
into
he
play and what that looks like. All right, because what you're going to witness is a lot of these things are going to be coming into our reality so quick. I'm talking about so quick, so fast, y'all. I've had a lot of people who I've done readings for over the past couple of years or whatever. Like I'm gonna say within the last 3, 4 years, a lot of the things that I talked about are starting to happen now. It happens a lot. Anybody done got a reading for me know I might say something and it'll happen in your life. Sometimes it happens within a year's time. Sometimes it happens within a month, few months time. But I've had people that say it was 2 years later before they finally seen some things happen that I talked about happening. But all that is a result of the work that you've been doing. So the more you've been releasing, the more you've been not acquiescing to, I would say, distractions and old ways of being and your old habits, the more your old self has been kind of left behind, this integration process has been happening as a natural consequence for you. All right. So on the mundane aspects, when we're dealing with these real life experiences, especially with career and ambition, with the Midhaven and Pisces and the Aries Sun, people may feel drawn to creative compassion, compassionate or even healing professions. All right. This gonna bring in a lot of the opportunities for us to move into some type of healing modalities in reality and also in our health professions. You're going to watch a lot of integrations of spiritual things integrating into the health profession. You're going to watch a lot of holistic medicines start to be introduced more into the health world. All right. This integration has to happen because the true aspect of healing has to happen. Now, this is also going to deal with the crimes against humanity when it deals with the aspect of health. So anybody that's been, all these large lawsuits, this is about to happen. You know, those large lawsuits against companies that's been feeding us die and all that type of stuff, though, I'm telling you, get ready. Cause I'm telling you, it's gonna come. Get ready to jump on some of these mass lawsuits, cause they're about to happen. Cause there are a lot of these companies finna get sued, the FDA. And if you pay attention, I talked about the education system. We talked about laws changing. Trump just shut down the DOJ or whatever DOE, Department of Education. I don't know why people are upset like the Department of Education ever worked. I mean, I know it. I worked in the school system, so you can't tell me. I know damn well when it come down to it, this curriculum, this is indoctrination. The school to prison pipeline. So people mad because he shut down the people who've been orchestrating the school to prison pipeline. Like people don't understand what's at play here because people are dealing with things on the surface, and it's not even just a Trump thing. All right, if you get past the orange man or whatever people like to call him, you will see what's really being revealed in this time of revelation. Okay, because the time of revelation is a time of revealing. So a lot of these mundane experiences, especially with entrepreneurship, a lot of people, because it kind of they took it away. They kind of hurt entrepreneurship with 2020, especially with COVID, when they began to shut down things from 20 to 22, 20 to 2022. So now you're gonna watch a lot of people starting to go back into the entrepreneur field. A lot of people starting to get back outside. Old connections may resurface and find a resolution when it deals with this Venus retrograde as well. This is gonna also deal with the revalue. You know what? I did this job maybe 7, 9 years ago. I wanted to do this, but now I'm doing it again, right? Because this could be a return of something that you always wanted to do. Okay, so be mindful of that. Now, a lot of people have been resisting this energy. So all it's gonna do is just force something to be removed. So all you got to do is this. Okay. That don't always feel good.
So what you doing?
Because by the
Looking for the
time that
love?
happens, by the time that plays out, you're gonna find yourself and saying, damn, ain't nothing else I've been doing that works. And now when nothing else that you do that works, it's gonna be like, well shit, now I gotta do this. Now it's gonna feel like a hustle. So, Saturn is gonna play a huge part in this as it moves into Aries. All
You
right.
gonna get the brown one though?
Which is gonna be very, very
Okay.
powerful within itself.
Yeah, different
And
color.
it's gonna open up the dynamics of how
Yeah, but
we
it's
kind of
nice and soft as
find
fuck.
our own power
Yeah,
in
this
this
one. It's
reality.
thick
All
soft
right.
too. I got thick.
So we'll be able to kind of find our way out of this as we navigate through these energies. All right. Because the navigation process is all internal, y'all. Because it wants you to honor and move with some type of awareness. And that awareness is just going to equate to the level of consciousness that we're kind of experiencing. And how I say that all human beings are thinking for themselves right now. All right. It don't take a lot for you to actually think. All it do is just accept it, what you don't know. Because once you think, you don't know some shit. And it's okay when you have to say, I'm figuring it out or I'm learning. It took you a long ass time to figure out how to write an A. Took you a long ass time to figure out how to say your name right. Okay. So that's why practicing patience and understanding is necessary during these conflicts, especially when you deal with the resolution or even causing, or I would say, revisiting some things that from may need some closure, may need some letting go, may need some releasing. All right. So this is also going to deal with our health and our vitality as Aries governs the head, the eyes, and the face, headaches, migraines. Sinus issues could become more common. So incorporating breath work, movement, and grounding exercise is going to be very, very key to helping the body regulate energy and also getting some minerals in you. Okay, let me add that. Trace minerals, any type of minerals, you're going to need those right now. So, community and humanitarian efforts, especially with the global impact, this is going to cause environmental awareness. And I talked about that in the last workshop as well. But with that Pisces North Node and the collective efforts may focus on spiritual growth and artistic expression and also compassionate leadership. It's one thing to lead with an iron fist and another thing to lead with compassion. Because when you got the blind leading the blind, that shit don't feel good. It's a lot of people could be experiencing shit right now. You being led or led into something, and that person don't fully know what the hell they doing. That's Pisces, right? Pisces is the epitome of the saying, "The blind leading the blind." If you have some inexperience that you having right now, it's new to you. 9 times out of 10, it's new to the people you in it with too. Do they have the integrity to say, "I don't know this yet"? See, all that faking it to make it, you're gonna get called out with that shit. I'm telling you right now. Like all that going along to get along ass shit. Instead of saying you don't know, cause it's gonna come a time to where what you know, that shit gonna have to come out. It's gonna come a time to where what you know and how you been faking it, that shit gonna have to be on display. And with the knowing comes I ain't gotta look it up. I ain't gotta be prepared. Where I'm at is where it go down, right? See, this is how you ask somebody a question and they get mad cause you ask them some shit. Cause they can't tell you the truth. Cause the truth ain't made them free. See, the truth set you free. See, the only way the truth set you free, your ass gotta be trapped first. See, don't miss that saying. The truth can only set you free when you already fucked up. I mean, think about it, y'all. How else can the truth set you free? That mean you already done got in something to where you done lied. You had to get, or you done lied to yourself. So the truth makes you free when you live in truth. You don't ever have to worry about being trapped in the goddamn thing we living in truth. Who can check you, boo? See, this Aries. See what I'm saying? Like, and why Aries nonchalant as fuck. Y'all, I'm telling you, Aries done thawed the fuck out. Now it's time. I don't know where your Aries energy at, okay? So the truth does not set you free. It makes you free. Okay. You having to save yourself is what goddamn me set you free. And sometimes you having to realize that maybe your own delusions or your own inability to be honest and be truthful got you into a situation to where now only the truth can set your ass free or make you free. So be truthful, be honest, and that leads to authentic expression. That's why people been saying authenticity is and the high and expression and love and all this other shit. Talking about there's signs to prove it. Yeah, because the heart is no longer condemned. That's what they ain't telling you. Your heart ain't holding on to shit, because you're not saying yes with your lips and no with your heart. So this has a lot to do with this communities and how even harnessing this energy, even setting these intentions and goals and creating a vision board. All right. So of course I got that there in the PDF as well. And then when you talk about connecting with nature, of course it's a good time to take a walk in nature, noticing the emerging of the signs of spring. All right. Plant these seeds, do a small garden and all this type of shit. Give something back to nature. I also have something here in the ritual to where once you're done with your herbs, you can give them back to nature as well. So once again, for those of you who just joined or probably did not catch the announcement, if you would like this PDF, the PDF is $44. If you do not have the $44 to afford the PDF, you can just send me a donation and I will still make sure you get the PDF, okay? I just said a donation. I ain't put a number on it or anything. So if you do not have the $44, you can send me a donation and I will gladly send you the PDF as well. Of course, I'm hopefully that you have the $44. All right. But if not, it's all good because I still want you to get it. But this PDF does have a ritual in it as well, along with a breakdown for your astrological placements and other things that you can utilize for you as well. But I'm still going to go over some of it. I'm going to kind of lead the ritual for those that purchase it. All right. So when you deal with the emotional releases and all that good stuff is what we're dealing with as well. So there's some yoga practices and connected with nature, some things that we can do to kind of connect with that. All those things are symbolic of allowing a rebirth to happen. Now, we're dealing with the emotional release using breath work and meditation to release pent up energies and emotions are very, very good to do right now, especially with the summertime coming and the sympathetic nerve, this vagus nerve awakening. All right. Because now the heightened energy, all right, sun salutations, waking up in the rising, having a routine is going to be very, very dynamic to this time right now because it can help you keep your nervous system calm. Okay. Now, harnessing this energy is also going to deal with being able to, because the karmic release, the fated events and karmic releases are going to be, or the karmic lessons going to be heavily tied to that North Node and Pisces, because that's going to encourage the emotional growth and also the embracing the spiritual purpose and leaning and learning to trust your intuition. The South Node in Virgo is against that perfectionism and encouraging self-compassion, so you can kind of get out of self-analyzing. Now, the Venus retrograde is going to bring unresolved relationship dynamics to the surface for healing. The Mercury retrograde is going to teach patience and discernment in communication. So, this is going to deal with honest and authentic communication overall, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. You feel me? So, are you saying yes with your lips and no with your heart? Are you tired of saying yes with your lips and no with your heart? Are you like even the compulsiveness that can come with this right now? Because people who haven't experienced love in a lot of different ways, there can be a fear around that dynamic. There can be a real fear around leaping into something right now that you're not fully ready to commit to. So just be mindful of what you say yes to at this time, okay? Because a lot of relationships and a lot of things that initiate during this time could be very um meant to be. And what I mean by that, this is an alignment happening. The things that weren't in alignment should be removed by now. And the things that are want to show up in alignment are showing up in your life in all areas. You just got to be receptive enough and dropping your likes and your dislikes enough to recognize something for what it is, not for what you want it to be. All right. So harnessing his energy of the North Node, especially with Pluto on Aquarius, to take that quantum leap for your soul, like mission and purpose, dealing with this energy. This is gonna be us being able to deal with this accelerated growth, because it portals, it's pushing us and propelling us towards the soul, like mission and purpose. So let's explore how we can work with these energies together and see how we can utilize this time for our own advantage. All right. So the spring equinox, right? We're talking about planning and renewing. So setting clear intentions, visualizing what you wish to manifest for the year ahead. Aries is a pioneer. So think boldly. I mean, think big. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't limit yourself. Think bold. Think some bold thoughts. Make some bold predictions with your I am. Remember, Aries, I am. I am rich. I am a millionaire. I am this. Be bold with that shit. All right. But don't be delusional with Neptune. But be focused enough to say, with this job and what I'm doing, I can make $1 million. So I'm a millionaire. If you see it, it's there. If there's a possibility, it is there. All right. Now, releasing and reset, letting go of limited beliefs and emotional baggage, the Equinox offers a clean slate. So this clean slate is gonna be good for that. All right, an opportunity for us to just drop all of that bullshit and say, "This is what I want." I can move and do it afraid, do it not knowing. You feel what I'm saying? Do it against whatever my body's used to doing. All right. So it might be new, it might be unknown. It's going to be new. It's going to be unknown. Let me not say that, especially with the North Node. It's going to be new. It's going to be unknown. So you're going to feel some type of way about it. It's just memory fighting against you. Remember, you're not your mind. You're not your body. Okay. So when you're dealing with the spring equinox, that portal. When we bringing in those nodes that support you, because while the Pisces, is more feminine, and we know the Aries is more masculine, this is going to help us kind of balance those energies and connect with nation, align with the Earth's renewal through grounding practices like forest walks, gardening, or even ceremonies. All right. So the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, embracing soulful surrender. Now, this is also about this directing you towards spiritual evolution, encouraging surrender, compassion, and faith to the unknown. You know, it's so vast. Sometimes we don't know what the fuck is out there. We don't know what this life is gonna bring to us. You don't know what you're gonna wake up to next. You really don't know, right? Like, that's the power of being present. So when it does happen, I say on a simple level, this is about us being a walking solution. Every problem is a possibility, right? Every situation offers the opportunity for you to be a walking solution. So that's going to require that we trust our intuition, right? Pisces heightened spiritual awareness, you know what I'm saying? So journaling, meditation, paying attention to your dreams for guidance, letting go of control, releasing it over the analytic or the analyst, when you deal with the self-criticism, embracing imperfection and flow, deepening your spiritual practice. Practices like yoga, energy healing, water rituals resonate with Pisces energy. So if you already been doing some of this stuff, you already been just resonating with the Pisces energy anyway. All right. So when you bring in a lot of these other lessons that we're dealing with, the heal to help heal the emotional wounds. The North Node eclipse may trigger a lot of this unresolved emotional shit, especially with the other eclipses that we got coming up, because you got the solar eclipse that's about to come up here as well. Of course, y'all know I have a workshop plan for that too. But this is gonna wants you to offer yourself grace and compassion, right? Because a lot of these things gonna come up. Um, the emotions want to emote. Just allow them to flow, allow them to pass, and that way you'll be able to kind of witness them as they do, and that way the wisdom will show up. So remember, this is more response, less reaction. That's all I want you to think of. Self-talk's gonna be huge right now, okay? Neptune. Think about people who, people say schizophrenic or crazy or whatever, and then you walk up, you don't even see nobody. They be like, I'm beat that nigga ass. You be like, who you talking to, Billy? Be like, what Billy at? That bitch ass nigga right there, and ain't nobody right there. You get what I'm saying? Like, So there's a thin line between you creating some shit or something manifesting itself that you've already created in your mind psychologically. So I don't know what people think the difference is between you can't stop intrusive thoughts versus somebody who's saying it out loud. That's the only difference. They saying it out loud, you not. So, so a lot of people think they different from that. Like, man, can you stop intrusive thoughts? Those people just their mouth is just no longer a filter. It's just a part. It's just it just spit it out. So now we say they crazy because they don't know how to shut up, keep shit in their mouth, right? So don't lie to yourself about where you are with dealing with your mental capacity. That is a mental illness within itself. So be mindful of that because this is therapy. I am an unlicensed therapist, all right? Because a good time if you need therapy, I'm telling you, do not take your mind lightly. Your mind is a very, very dangerous tool. And if you don't know how to use it, it will cut the shit out of you to the point where it'll tell you to cut yourself out the picture. I've been there, all right? So I want to give that because this with all this energy and how heavy it is, it could be so beautiful for a lot of people. This shit can be challenging as fuck for some people. I'll tell you right now. A lot of people can feel like they all over the place and they just want to leave this earth. So if you are dealing with some escapism and this shit is heavy for you, just take a deep breath, regulate yourself. All right. Just it's gonna be all right. Okay. That means you gotta trust and surrender to something greater than your own understanding. So renew your mind while you got time. Okay. And the first way you do that is by honoring the fact that I am dealing with this. You cannot heal what you do not reveal. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you because a lot of people might be crying out and some people ain't paying attention. So if you have been crying out, but you haven't been straight up with people that you do need help, that you are dealing with a lot of stuff and it is heavy on you right now, say those words. Say those words. Don't be, at least have the courage to say, you know what, I am dealing with. I don't know what I'm about to do. I'm about to just have a nervous breakdown. So a lot of people could be experiencing burnout and nervous breakdown energy right now. Okay. So this is why when you're dealing with this on a personal level, especially when you're dealing with the collective, because your path is not solely about built on logic. It's also co-created through spiritual alignment and trust. That is one of the main things that'll keep people locked in their head. That's why a lot of us lean on religion and stuff like that. But when you get people awakening and then people start relying on spiritual stuff, and this shit is it's no way out with this. The only way out is in. So there's no more victim mode when you pick up this spiritual journey. There's no more blaming church, your mama, your daddy, cause when you understand astrology, you understand your numbers, your cards, whatever the case may be. The only thing that's stopping you at that point is what you holding on to. All right. So if you're ready to take that quantum leap, that's one of the main things you got to let go. So healing those emotional wounds is going to be huge. This is going to open up the doors for the many possibilities for you to walk through or walk into your own future, because the planet of rebirth and death and transformation is dealing with Aquarius. That's a breakdown of outdated systems and a rise of innovation and humanitarian progress. So on a personal level, this transit urges you to step into your authentic power. And that's why I talked about, I've said this before, Pluto and Aquarius also deal with exiling. So a lot of people might get exiled. A lot of people might exile themselves. I ain't never going back to that group. I ain't never going back to that clique. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just be mindful of how you might be forcing yourself away from some shit that's really there to make you grow. I'm just saying, don't run from your growth because what you run from, you will run to. And it might happen quicker and it's going to happen 3 times more challenging than it would have from the shit that you ran from. Because you can't run away from your goddamn self. So your authentic power is in how you stay there and how you show up and how you don't allow any condition to dictate how the fuck you show up. I don't mean you stand there and bring a knife to a gunfight now, okay? I'm talking about no dumb shit. All right. So you know how people live. What do you mean by this? Nah, you know damn well what I mean. So don't nobody think crazy right now. Now, when you're dealing with this embracing the authentic power of Aquarius, this is gonna deal with a lot of the black sheep energy. Cause on a personal level, the transit is gonna be about your authentic power. But it's like when you're working with Pluto and Aquarius, you have to embrace that authenticity, because that rewards individuality. So expressing your true self without fear of judgment. Who want to say it with me? What's my motto? Fuck them people. I think I might do a fuck them people workshop. Who will be down for that? Whoever was down for us fuck them people workshop, put a 9 in the chat. Because as y'all can see, fuck them people is heavily tied to Pluto and Aquarius. So we can look at what Pluto and Aquarius is influencing you and your fuck them people energy and what you dealing with and what's stopping you and what's holding you back from your fuck them people. Because this is not about a love for the people. All it is a release of attachment. It's like once you are not attached to what people think and what they feel about you, that don't mean that you're not aware that you full of shit or you can't be full of shit too. It don't mean that you're not accountable. See, authenticity comes with accountability. It comes with integrity. So that's why in the letting go of relationships and beliefs or career paths that no longer serve your sole purpose, in the midst of that, you're gonna have to be real with some shit and some people. Can't run from it. You get what I'm saying? Like it's automatically there. Like you cannot avoid what you said yes to, and you cannot avoid the fact that you got to be accountable, and you might have to let some people know, you know what, this ain't what I signed up for, and I just got to be mindful right now that what I'm dealing with and where I'm going in my life, I don't think that this thing, this job, this whatever is gonna be able to go with me. See, that is honest communication with your goddamn self. You might have to cry. You might be kicking and screaming, cause what you actually leaving behind is a part of you. That's it. That's why it feels so challenging. Part of you is being left behind. And that's why when we're dealing with the cultivation of community, Aquarius energy thrives in collaboration with like-minded people, like-minded communities, right? People that align with your value, not people you struggling to get to see your worth, people you struggling to get to see your value, people who you struggling to see their worth, people who you struggling to see their value. This ain't just about other people. See, this is a you. This is a you thing. This is a you time. What do you want? What is it that you have to drop to really integrate into your life? Because those are the shadows. That's the shadow work. See, Pluto invites you to face that and heal unrepressed or suppressed emotions, any type of beliefs and traumas. So those key lessons gonna be with personal transformation that fuels the collective change. Because what you do is gonna fuse somebody connected to you. Your growth creates ripples that uplift humanity. I'm talking about automatic. Can't help it. So when you're dealing with the quantum leap activation, bridging the energy of the equinox and the north node and eclipse with Pluto and Aquarius, these powerful energies converge. They offer the opportunity for rapid soul evolution. All right. This is some dynamic shit because this is the time for us to step into this everlasting and activating our talents and our gifts and shit. Now this is gonna be shedding out dirty versions of yourself. It's like when your gifts make room for you. Ain't that what the scriptures say? The Bible say your gifts will make room for you, right? So embodying your higher calling, right? Harnessing that quantum leap that we all want to take, because we all want it to happen now. The quantum leap is the microwave effect. I should have just put microwave effect because maybe that would have caught more attention. Quantum leap just sounds so spiritual. Let's take a quantum leap. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual jargon. But you want a microwave effect? Your heart is a microwave. Your heart is the goddamn way through. That's why Jesus said, through me is the way. Okay. So that quantum leap activation is gonna be bridging the energy of the equinox and this eclipse, harnessing those gifts and all that good shit. And that's why the clarity and alignment, reflecting on your heart's desires and your core values. Create a vision board or write a detailed narrative of your future self. Shadow integration. Identify fears and doubts or limiting beliefs that block your growth. Now, I'm going to tell you, be patient with yourself during this. You might not get to this place within, a night or a day, okay? Be patient with yourself at this part, all right? So when you looking at mirror work and journaling and therapy to bring out those hidden shadows to light, like surrendering to that, because exposing those parts of yourself could be very challenging, because you might have already been doing it around people who didn't honor you or talked about you or made you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So the ambiance to this is very key. Be mindful of, if you don't know how to pick your friends by now, I don't know what to tell you basically. Okay, you shit. I mean, damn, all of us should be so aware of how to pick our friends and who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. If you ain't honoring that part, then you just struggling. You gonna be between step 1 and 2 for a long time. Okay, so embracing that surrender and to know that you are divinely guided and supported. That's why the embodiment of your soul, like mission and purpose, to visualize your future self daily. Step into that their energy now. Make aligned choices, even if they feel uncomfortable. Just do it because you know it's in alignment. And it might not feel good, like I don't know because I'm not ready. I don't know. I fuck it. Yes, let's do it. All right. I've been watching a lot of memes say if it make your nervous system jacked up, it's not for you. Boy, people don't. It's a lot of spiritual people out here don't know what the fuck they be talking about. I'm telling y'all right goddamn now. Cause anything your body ain't never experienced, anything your mind ain't never experienced, I'd be damned if you ain't gonna have a nervous reaction. You're going to have a nervous fucking reaction. Butterflies, nerves, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that shit is gonna happen. I don't care where I am and how I can know how to breathe and move my body a certain way. Man, I walking in the woods in Sedona. I had never the first time I was in Sedona. I heard a goddamn twig break. Boy, you could have shit. Everything in me wanted to turn around and run. You hear me? I had to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in an unfamiliar environment. I'm deep in this trail and shit. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to have done in here now, right? Because she was with me. I was certifying somebody in Reiki level 3, and she took me to Sedona. Well, we went to Sedona, but we drove in from Vegas. But I'm just giving that example. You know, I'm energetically inclined. I knew it was a snake because I felt the vibration of the snake, but I couldn't see it. I'm like, what the fuck? And everything in my body wanted to be like, run, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, I'm good. So being able to calibrate, being able to regulate, see, this becomes a self-awareness and also a willing act. Okay. So some of the exercises I got here, all right. You got this. You can light this white candle and all that good stuff. Set your intentions, even with the shadow work. All right. So that Pluto and Aquarius, especially with the North Node, the eclipse, the Pluto and Aquarius can create a potential, a potent catalyst for your soul's evolution by embracing both the light and the shadow within, surrendering to the divine guidance and courageously stepping into your purpose. You unlock the potential for a profound quantum leap. Every choice you make now shapes the trajectory of your future. Trust the process, stay present, and know that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Always and always. All right, beautiful souls. Now, I'm going to touch on this nine energy. All right. I had to touch on this a little bit because it's so dynamic when you deal with the number nine because it is linked to the energy of our set, or the great mother Isis. Now, it is such a combination of what we've been experiencing over the last 9 years. The nine, if you're in a person and you're of a nine, meaning if you add once again your birthday up with your birth month or your birth year, I mean, the year that we in, all right? So my bad with the birth year part. If you add up, like my birthday once again is June 6th, so I add up 6 plus 6 plus 2025. Simplify those numbers, I get a 3. If you simplify your numbers and you're in a year of a nine, you're in sync with this energy. The nine is ruled by Pluto, Mars, and also Scorpio, Aries. This energy deals with rebirth and death and transformation. And also, it's like such a conundrum because it's endings and beginnings at the same damn time. The nine, you can feel like something is dying and being rebirthed at the same goddamn time. A woman whose birth will tell you that's what having a baby feels like. Part of their is dying while something is being birthed. It's like, oh, oh my baby, oh my baby. You know what I'm saying? Think about how a woman go through that shit. Ooh, ooh, get this shit out of me, get this shit out of me. And then next thing you know, it's out. They like, oh my God, my baby. Boy, if that ain't an emotional roller coaster, that's a 9 year. Okay. For anybody, if you feeling this energy that heavily, you got a glimpse. All right. If you're not a woman, let me just say that. And if you're a woman who hasn't yet to have birthed a child, this is what birthing on a cosmic level can feel like. All right. devoid of the physical part. Internally, you're going through some physical shit because you gotta let go of some shit and you gotta drop the mask and you gotta say yes to some shit that you might not be sure of and do some shit afraid and do it not knowing and do it with a little bit of friction and now it feels like something in you is just tearing you apart because something is breaking you open. So when you deal with this year of the nine, is a time of reflection and healing and closure. The number nine is the end of the numerological cycle. So numerology, the numerology of the nine, completion and closure. A year often signals the conclusion of cycles, making space for new beginnings. Individuals may experience endings in relationships, careers, or belief systems that no longer serve them. Now, this can be also reflection on the release as a time for introspection, encouraging people to let go of emotional baggage and past regrets. Service and humanitarian work, the number nine is associated with selflessness and compassion and contributing to the collective good. The collection or the connection to the spring equinox and eclipses, the spring equinox March 20th today, of course, which is my oldest daughter's birthday. She's in New Orleans, so I knew she wasn't gonna join this Zoom tonight. She over there doing some Pisces stuff, you know. Pisces can drink like a fish. Ain't no telling what she done by now on her birthday. I might call her in a minute. Well, I'm gonna call her, yeah. Now, when you're dealing with the eclipses, often celebrate these changes because now the eclipse is going to add to this energy. It's just a natural phenomenon that is happening inside of this 9 year. Because now these cosmic events are going to act as catalysts and they're going to influence as they inspire this emotional and spiritual breakthroughs. So Pluto and Aquarius transformation through the collective movements and technological advancements, and also social change. The North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo is going to be a call to release rigid perfectionism in the Virgo and embrace spiritual surrender and compassion with Pisces. The Venus and Mercury retrograde opportunities to revisit and reassess relationships, values, and communication. Connection to the wood snake year in the Chinese astrology because this year of the 2025, the snake represents wisdom, intuition, and strategic thinking. The wood element adds the growth and renewal of adaptability and encouraging the transformation through the knowledge of self-discovery. Now, the wood, I talked about this in one of my previous workshops. If y'all who would for those of you who were there, when you deal with the wood, how do you measure the age of wood? Through the rings of the wood. This lets you know that wood and trees are connected to Saturn. Okay. Now, one of the main reasons why we would deal with this right now, because Saturn is about to, they even said astrologically, NASA reported, I'm just saying what they reported now. Nobody be like, how does nigga trust NASA? You know how people live, but people something else. I'm telling you, all information is valid to me because I know how to discern. I know how to decipher through bullshit. But anyway, NASA said that the rings of Saturn were going to become invisible because of the Earth's axis and tilt. I want y'all to really think about how significant that could be on this level. The restrictions of Saturn are going to become invisible. Neptune, the ability to kind of break restrictions and break limitations. The ability to use this wood snake Uri energy to actually look and see what have I been through, to actually take a glimpse into the memory of you, the many layers of you, the many rings of you. Lord of the Rings, you got to put a ring on it. Talked about that in the last workshop, right? So when you bring this nine energy, feminine, when you marry somebody, you completed the relationship and culminated the ending into a new beginning. Then you gotta she wore the right white dress. A lot of people feel like they reborn virgins, but that's a whole other story. Then you gotta consummate the marriage. I don't care how many times y'all had sex before y'all got married. Now, if you living biblically, you probably shouldn't have done that. But hey, I'm just saying. But everybody don't live that way, all right? And me being an ordained minister, trust me, I know some stuff. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But when you're dealing with the power of coming into something old and renewing it, see, a reborn virgin. You know what I'm saying? A born again virgin. The baptism that I talked about earlier. See, the nine energies like the baptism of redoing. It is a beautiful time to say, what have I been through? What do I need to release? What during these times on the cosmic influence is necessary for me to say I can use as catalyst as I break through my own transformation? Because when you break off into this communication or connect to the wood snake aspect and the masculine principle rebirth, the snake energy supports shedding old identities and behaviors, leading to the rebirth and balance of the masculine expression. You see that? So one that is protective, assertive, and visionary. That's the feminine rebirthing the masculine principle. So the number nine, Alceda, Isis, known as the goddess of 10,000 names, symbolize divine feminine resilience and unconditional love. She represents healing, rebirth, and nurturing of the soul. Spirit and matter integration. And number nine on the spiritual fulfillment and the realization that spirit and matter are interconnected, signifying the soul's embodiment in human form. God damn. So you mean to tell me, all this time we supposed to been doing work to embody the spirit and the soul, and we already embodied in the spirit and the soul? The nine says we already embodied in the spirit and the soul. Spirit and matter integration. The number nine represents spiritual fulfillment and the realization. I should have capitalized that. Realization that spirit and matter are interconnected, signifying the soul's embodiment in human form. Y'all like the effect I put on that? I had to make that so large because it's like it's in your face. Look in the mirror. People looking for something that they already are. A lot of us are searching for something that you're already experiencing. It's right there in your face. The mundane is a direct reflection of the spiritual, the equinox. Shakta Shivi. Shiva Shakti. See, this is a direct dance, but what is stopping you from seeing it? Your own psychological shit based off the shit that you gathered, based off the experiences that you've been through. Now that leads to the experience of what we call ascension, or or leaving this mundane reality, and you think it's something that you gotta really die or physically do when it's already done. People are trying to undo something that is done. So can you see the undoing in the doing? So we're surrendering now. Wait a minute. I already am that I am. I am that I am. I already am that I am. What am I striving to be something that I already am for? I mean, it could be just that simple. But with what Lauren say, we choose to make it hard. So here's a breakdown, all right, in connection to the life path numbers. Okay. So whatever your life path number is, I just got a few little things here that you can utilize that'll help you understand not only your astrological placement, but your life path as well. I got a little breakdown for the master numbers as well. All right. So once again, for those of you who want to purchase this PDF, that way you can have it for your own records. The cost is $44. If you do not have the $44, you can send me a donation, and I would gladly make sure you get the PDF. If you do, cash out me at $Sensei9. Make sure that you send your email address with it, or inbox me or text me if you have my number with your email address, and let me know you already sent me your payment, and I'll make sure that you get this PDF. Okay. Now also have breakdowns of the ascendant, cause this is gonna be the order of your chart. Okay. So this is going to give you a breakdown based off your ascendant sign on what you could experience during this equinox time, and what this could propel you into as we move into the summer solstice. The spring equinox is going to forward us or spring us into the summer solstice or the summertime. So over these next 3-4 months, you could be experiencing a dynamic shift in your vitality and your body's language and your body's movements and your body's expressions. Um, I will be in New York next month and also in Miami as well next month, around April the 23rd and the 22nd in New York, or the 21st in New York. All right, so if anybody is in New York area or Miami area, make sure you hit me up and I'll kind of let you know where I'll be if you want to tap in. Now, of course, based off the ascendant, here are some things you can tap into just using your ascendant alone. Of course, I have every other aspect when it deals with the moon and also your midhaven as well. And also, of course, you have the chakras that are connected to these energies as well, and what that's going to mean. So, once again, you can have this PDF for your full comprehensive understanding. All right. And when you see how these Aries or these ascendants are broken down, this is telling you what house is being activated in your chart. All right. So Aries ascendant, your first house is being activated. Taurus risings, Taurus ascendant, your 12th house is being activated. Gemini risings, your 11th house is being activated. Cancer risings, your 10th house is being activated. Leo risings, your ninth house is being activated. Virgo rising, your 8th house is being activated. Libra risings, your 7th house is being activated. Scorpio risings, your 6th house is being activated. Sagittarius rising, which is me, the 5th house is being activated. Capricorn rising, your 4th house is being activated. Aquarius rising is the 3rd house. Pisces rising is the 2nd house. And of course, you can see the chakras. That'll be the root chakra, the solar plexus, the heart, the third eye. This is also going to deal with the intuitive aspects. So remember, if you want to get this more of a comprehensive breakdown, that way you can have it for yourself, make sure you get this PDF. All right. Now, this is going to be a breakdown of the sun signs involved. Okay. So this is going to affect the sun signs in certain ways, different ways. All right. So this is going to be a call for you to kind of deal with more bold action with the North Node and Leo. This is for everybody overall. All right. And with the eclipse, is going to be the heightening relationships and karmic endings and rebalancing. The Pluto on Aquarius is going to make a period of radical change and innovation for deep transformation. The Mars conjunct Saturn and Pisces is going to encourage spiritual discipline and emotional mastery and resilience. The major and the spiritual and the mundane of the spiritual equinox of the things are going to be the call for leadership. With the Aries equinox, also ignites new sense of purpose and direction. Fated events and karmic shifts around lunar eclipse will be in Libra, will, because the lunar eclipse is going to be in Libra, that's going to push us to leave behind old cycles, right? It's going to kind of culminate or bring out the ending of the last North and South node being in Aries and Libra, okay? So you're going to witness some of the things that played out over the past 2.5 years coming to a culmination. Now, this is also going to deal with radical breakthroughs with the Pluto and Aquarius energy. This is going to dismantle any type of outdated structures and open portals to new realities. Emotional healing with Mars and Saturn teaches emotional resilience and spiritual discipline. Now, of course, there's a breakdown here for each sun sign, all right, because the equinox energy is going to affect you based off of different polarities in your sun sign aspect. So Aries sun signs is going to equinox in your first and your 7th house. Taurus sun signs is going to equinox basically is going to activate or eclipse or deal with this energy of your 12th and your 6th house. Gemini sun signs is going to deal with your 11th and your 5th house. The Cancer sun sign is going to deal with your 10th and your 4th house. The Leo sun sign is going to deal with your ninth and your 3rd house. The Virgo sun sign is going to deal with your 8th and your 2nd house. The Libra sun sign is going to deal with the 7th and the 1st. The Scorpio sun sign is going to deal with the 6th and the 12th. The Sagittarius sun sign going to deal with the 5th and the 11th. The Capricorn sun sign are going to deal with the 4th and the 10th. The Aquarius sun sign going to deal with the 3rd and the ninth. The Pisces sun signs will deal with the 2nd and the 8th house. All right. And of course, there's a chakra activation or breakdown to help you understand what is also going to be influencing you in that area. And then I have the moon signs broke down as well. So this is going to be things around your mood and emotional shifts and your personal power. All right, letting go of emotional wounds and also dealing with mother wounds as well. Okay. Also, the relationship with the mothers could be impacted by this. Okay. Now, of course, when you're dealing with the moon signs, there's a breakdown for you as well. The moon signs is just going to affect the moon. You know, the moon is just the moon, all right? So the moon is this is gonna, some things around what can be affecting you or what you could be expecting to be going on either during this equinox or after it, all right? And of course, the midhaven is something else that I had to tap on with this energy as well. The midhaven is going to deal with these aspects on how you're moving into what the midhaven is, because the midhaven is the highest point of your chart and it's located on the cusp of your 10th house. This represents your career and your public image and image and your reputation and your soul's higher purpose. The spring equinox symbolizes rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings that will ignite major transformations in these areas. As the sun moves into Aries, it brings a surge of motivation and also ambition and bold decision making. So, the general impact of the spring equinox on the midhaven is going to be a reevaluation of your career goals. People may feel an urge to reassess career choices, switch paths, or step into leadership roles. Increased visibility, opportunities for public recognition and professional advancement may present themselves. A lot of y'all could be meeting some restrictions around your career advancement and how you want to do, right? Because anytime you move off to this, it's like I made it to the top, but now I'm getting fucked up for it, right? Like now everybody don't like me because I'm in a new position. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, yeah, you gotta accept what come with this, okay? So you can check your midheaven, and see what that is, see what it's connected to. All right. And once again, here is a breakdown for the midhavens and some things that you can deal with and expect based off the midhaven sign. And of course, here is the ritual and the journal prompts that is also connected to the PDF. So once again, if you do want to purchase this PDF, you can make sure that you hit me up, or either you can just cash out me, and I will make sure that you get this PDF. All right. Um, so that was kind of it. I didn't want to hold you out too long tonight. I wanted to make sure that everybody was gonna, at least get a glimpse up into what this equinox energy could bring. I went over some of the main things I want to touch on, but for the main thing, I want you to understand that this is going to be a glimpse into your vitality, what it is you want to do with your life, and how you want to move about that. All right. So, does anybody have any questions before I let y'all get up out of here? All right, beautiful souls. I appreciate you all. All right, for your time, your energy. And once again, don't forget, if you would like the PDF, from those of you who will listen to the replay on YouTube, if you would like the PDF to purchase, make sure you let me know, hit me up, and I got you. And for those of you, I'm getting your cash apps now, and I will be sending you this PDF as soon as we end the Zoom. You will get the PDF in the next few minutes. All right. So I appreciate you all for your time, your energy, and all that good stuff. May you all enjoy this equinox, and may you take a quantum leap into your future. Appreciate you all for being here with me tonight. You can be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Gratitude to you all. Love you all to life. Namaste.